Hi friends, it's Miss Drywa. Happy Thursday. So we're still talking about natural resources, and we've talked about what a natural resource is, and it's something that we use that we get from nature. We've talked about how we use natural resources, and we use them in many different ways. We've talked about renewable and non-renewable resources. So renewable means that they come fairly quickly and then we can get new ones to be replaced. And non-renewable means it takes years and years and years and years for it to be replaced. Not as fast. Today we're going to talk about how we can protect and save those natural resources. So the word conserve, we're going to talk about conserving natural resources. And when you conserve something, you're protecting it. So basically, for those non-renewable resources that we've talked about, they're the ones that take really, really long time, and it's really hard to replace them. So they would be the ones that really, really need the conserving. But we also need to conserve our renewable resources, because if we use them way too much or we waste them, it might eventually get to a point where it might be hard to replace them so quickly. So that's what we're going to be talking about today for our resources. So let's get started. So how can we conserve natural resources? Conserving natural resources means to use less of them and only use them when we absolutely need to. And there are ways that we can do this. So move myself up. There are 3 R's we're going to think of: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Now, I know when you talk about Earth Day and you talk about recycling and this, but it's the same thing for our natural resources, because when we're saving our planet or trying to help our planet, we get our natural resources from our planet. They're from nature. So if we're protecting our planet like we do on Earth Day and we spread the awareness, it's the same thing here, friends, to reduce, reuse, and recycle. We're going to talk about what these words mean and examples and how you can do it. So the word reduce. Reduce the amount of waste you produce is the best way to help the environment. So basically, friends, reduce. That means to not use something as much. So for example, you can save energy by turning off lights that you are not using. So when you walk out of a room, say I leave my bedroom, I'm going to turn off the lights, because if nobody's in my bedroom, do I need to have my lights on? Nobody's in there. It's okay if it's dark. And I'll turn it back on when I come back in. I'm saving the energy. I'm not using it as much then. I'm reducing. I'm using it less. If I save water by turning off the faucet while you brush your teeth, while the toothbrush is in my mouth, do I need to have the water running? It's just running for no reason. I could be saving water, that natural resource, water. I'm reducing, I'm using it less. Okay? Then we have reuse. So now reduce was to use something less. Reuse is, instead of throwing things away, trying to find ways to use them again. So the biggest thing would be like plastic bags. Right? If you go to the store and you're using a plastic bag for, let's say, your trip to Target, maybe save that plastic bag so the next time you go to Target, you can reuse it. You can use it again. Okay, so reuse is to use again. Examples: use all writing paper on both sides. Oh, so if I draw a picture on the front side and I'm finished, I can save that paper and maybe draw my picture on the other side. I'm reusing that same piece of paper. Okay, then another example would be open up the bottom of a used milk carton and plant a tree seedling inside. So you're reusing that cardboard to now plant a tree. Okay, so these are just different examples that we can reuse something. Okay, so reduce was using less. Reuse is to use it again. Okay, and then we have recycle. Move this over. So don't just toss everything in the trash. Lots of things like cans, bottles, paper, and cardboard can be remade into either the same kind of thing or new products. So recycling is a huge thing, friends. I do it here in my house. So if I have my water bottle and I'm all finished with it. Instead of just throwing it into the regular trash, I put it in my recycle bin. This way, that special bin, I can then bring it back to the store and I put it in the machine, and they use that plastic to make other products, to make more bottles, to just make tons of products that we can reuse. Instead of that plastic going out and being on the planet and making it dirty and being harmful to animals who are natural resources, or in the water that we drink and we bathe in. These are examples. So placing water bottles, cans into a recycling bin instead of the garbage. The same goes with paper products. Okay? Now, where I live, friends, is a special day. If you put cardboard out, the garbage bin will pick it up, and then it goes and it can be used as recycling. So it's not just thrown into the planet with the regular garbage. Because these items we can recycle. And recycling is to basically take something and turn it into something else. So we have our 3 R's. Reduce, use less of something. Reuse, to use it again. And recycle is to turn it into something else. All right, friends? So we're talking about ways to conserve our natural resources, to protect them, to save them. Okay, to make sure that we aren't using them all up and then we have nothing left. So we have reduce, to use less, reuse, to use again, and recycle, to turn it into something else. All right, friends, so have a great day. Bye.